I started investing $5 a day into the stock market at the beginning of the year as part of a 52-week investment challenge. And I did this for two reasons. The first reason was to see how making small investments every single day could grow over the course of a year. And now that I'm 5 months into this challenge, I think I'm just going to keep this going. It could be 2 years, could be 3 years, could be 5 years. I'm not sure. I'm having fun with it, so I'm just going to continue investing small amounts every single day, and I'll continue to make updates and provide those to you on a monthly basis. And the second reason that I started this challenge was to show that you did not need a lot of money to get started with investing in the stock market. See, many people grew up like I did, where we weren't taught how to invest our money. So my main goal of this challenge is in fact to show people how they can take money every single month, invest it in the stock market so they can begin to build for their financial future. Man, I see what you're trying to do here, but there's no way I'm going to be able to get rich just by simply investing $5 a day into the stock market. So I'm not even going to participate in this challenge. I'm just going to continue doing what I've been doing up until this point. When people make this statement, they're absolutely correct. Investing just $5 a day is not going to make you wealthy. But that's not the goal of this challenge. I wanted to make these videos to show how easy it is to invest in the stock market, and then the people that participate in this investment challenge can then take that information and formulate their own investment strategy. And over time, my hope is that they will then have the knowledge to be able to invest more than $5 a day or $100 a month into the market to secure their financial future. So it has been 150 days since the start of the year. And let me tell you, the market has been on a tremendous swing to the upside so far this year. Since the beginning of the year, companies like Apple, Nvidia, Microsoft, and Eli Lilly have all seen record highs in the market. And we have been able to get a piece of that tremendous upside in the market by investing in the S&P 500 index. So with that said, let's go ahead and jump in and let's take a look at how my portfolio has performed over the last 30 days. All right, so here's the home page to my investment portfolio. And a couple of things that I wanted to point out is that over the course of this challenge, I will always show you my portfolio instead of just putting charts up on the screen. I want to be as transparent as possible over the course of this challenge so you can see actual returns in real time in my account. And the second thing I want to make sure that I point out is I'm using Webull. I like using Webull because you can purchase fractional shares of index funds within Webull. You could probably do this with other brokerages. I'm not 100% sure which brokerages allow you to purchase fractional shares of ETFs, but Webull absolutely allows you to do that. I think Robinhood may allow you to do it as well, but again, I like using Webull, and that's what I've been using for the purposes of this challenge. So if you look down at the bottom of the screen, you'll see that I have one position, which is VOO. And if you're not familiar with VOO, VOO is a Vanguard ETF that tracks the S&P 500. And I like investing in VOO for a couple of reasons. The first is that the fees associated with investing in that index fund are extremely low. And secondly, investing in VOO, which is ultimately investing in the S&P 500, allows you to invest in the 500 biggest companies within the US, all within one fund. So that's why I like VOO. So you'll see that I have the one position here at the bottom of the screen, and my account value is $637.55. And then next to that, you'll see an orange box that says DRIP, which is the Dividend Reinvestment Program, which VOO pays out a dividend. And when that dividend is paid out, it goes back into my investment account and it purchases a fractional share of VOO. So if you're investing with me as part of this challenge, you want to make sure that you go in and you turn on the DRIP program. It's free to do it, it's easy, and it will just reinvest the dividends back into your account. So you'll also see that I have a total value of $652.56 in my account, and that includes $15 of buying power, which again is just money in my account that I use to make the purchase every single day. And then another thing that I want to show you before I dive in is that you can see that I have been investing $5 a day as part of this challenge, and I want to show you the proof that that's exactly what I've been doing. So if you look at my screen here, you'll see that I have been investing the $5 a day into VOO since the beginning of the year. Now, there are a couple of days where maybe I missed a day of investing the $5 and I put $10 in, but for the most part, I've been pretty consistent with investing the $5. So let's go ahead and take a look at the P&L. So at the top of the screen, you'll see that over the last 30 days, my portfolio is up $21.87. And as we scroll to the bottom of the screen, you'll see that my portfolio is up 3.90% over the last 30 days, which is fairly close to being in line with how the S&P 500 has performed over the same time period. Now, over the last 30 days, we have seen a tremendous amount of movement to the upside within the stock market. And again, we have those companies that have been hitting those all-time highs, and I haven't seen or heard anything that would lead me to believe that we are going to see a pullback in the market anytime soon. All right, so now let's take a look at how my portfolio has performed since the beginning of the year. So if we take a look at the top of the screen here, you'll see that my portfolio is up $48.78 since the beginning of the year. And as we scroll to the bottom of the screen here, you'll see that year to date, my P&L, my account is up 74% since the beginning of the year. Now, if you take a look at the orange line at the bottom of the screen here, that's actually the SPX or the S&P 500, which is up almost 33% year to date as well. You'll see that year to date, my P&L is 2x above the return of the S&P 500 over the same time period. Now, since we're only investing $5 a day into the market, our overall dollar return is not going to be extremely high. But what happens if you start investing $300 a month or $500 a month into the stock market? Your returns are going to be much larger if you're able to invest larger amounts of money into the market. Like I had previously mentioned, the stock market has been on a tremendous move to the upside for most of this year. But one thing you have to remember is that that may not always be the case. The market is extremely volatile, and we will see times where we see large movements to the upside, and we'll also see some movement to the downside, which is why dollar cost averaging into the stock market is always going to be your best bet when it comes to investing in index funds and ETFs. Now that we've taken a look at how my portfolio has performed over the last 150 days, as well as over the last 30 days, I now want to go over some of the lessons learned since the beginning of this challenge. Lesson number one is investing in index funds, especially as a new investor, is 100% the way to go. You get to invest in hundreds and hundreds of stocks, and you don't have to know how to do a bunch of research on individual stocks within the market. Lesson number two is, like I had previously mentioned, we have seen huge movement to the upside in companies like Apple and in Microsoft. Now, while investing in index funds allow you to participate in some of that upside, you don't get to capture as much as if you're investing in individual stocks. Now, on the flip side of that, when the market pulls back, and it will at some point, investing in index funds will allow you to not see as much volatility to the downside as investing in individual stocks. Lesson number three is I get to invest in the stock market and put my money into one index fund, and I don't have to watch how it's moving as much as I would if I was investing in an individual stock position. I've said it before and I'll say it again. It's kind of like a set it and forget it type vibe with investing in index funds and ETFs. Now, with that said, I absolutely keep an eye on my portfolio, but I'm absolutely not watching it as closely as I am in my other investment accounts where I do invest in individual positions within that account. If you've been investing with me since the beginning of this challenge, or you've jumped in at any point over the last 5 months, drop a comment down below and let me know if you're still investing in the challenge, what you're investing in, and what your overall returns look like. And if you like this type of content, make sure you check out the next video.